In my humble opinion, nobody does better pastels than Chanel. So let's review Spring Summer 2025. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Oksana. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. Today I want to chat about Spring Summer 2025 Chanel handbags. They just hit boutiques, and let's review them. As I mentioned already, I truly believe that Chanel does pastels the best. Usually they never go short on some kind of pastel colors for spring and summer, and I find that pastel colors look really the best on Chanel quilted handbags, because pastel color by itself is very muted, and sometimes when the bag is plain as well, so it's almost kind of lacking something. But with Chanel handbags it's never. So let's review some of the handbags, and of course the main emphasis on spring summer, it's a new Chanel handbag, Chanel 25, and we see this bag in all the possible colors. As I said, all the neutrals, obviously in the black, in white, in soft pink, soft green, soft beige, soft yellow, and even metallic. So it's really beautiful colors for the spring summer, that absolutely without a question. I just came back from Paris. I had my trip to Paris, and I was actually trying to go inside the boutique. I was checking the windows if I could see any of the Chanel 25s on the windows, and sadly, at least in the boutiques that I went to look for, I didn't see any Chanel 25 on the windows. So I was trying to get inside the boutique, and you know, it's usual when you're trying to get inside the Chanel boutique, it's almost like a Louvre. It's a line, and they were like, you know, let me get your information. It looks like so complex just to look at the bag. So I kind of didn't go inside, especially because I was so limited in the time, and my emphasis, like, you know, on the different things. But nevertheless, reviewing this collection, as I said, they are really celebrating their new Chanel 25 handbag. I did this separate video on my channel, I maybe even link it over here, where I talk about Chanel 25 handbag, what I personally think. I was trying to compare Chanel 25 with Chanel 22, so if you want, you can watch that video. But as I said, for this specific spring summer collection, they are bringing Chanel 25 in all possible colors. As I already mentioned, all pastels, all the neutrals, and of course classic black and white. So if you're looking for Chanel 25, this is the season to buy because you never know if they're gonna come back for the next season. Because when it comes to the seasonal handbags, they may go back in a couple of seasons, or they will always, in the popular sense of the seasonal handbags, they will return there in a couple of seasons, but you never know. But to me, it seems like Chanel is really trying to kind of promote this new Chanel 25 handbag, and I would predict that the next season it will be again a front runner, but you never know. You never know, because we have new creative director at Chanel, and maybe the fall season going to be totally different, something that we didn't even expect to see at Chanel. So as I said, the first kind of emphasis, it was on Chanel 20. Next Chanel quite popular handbag that I want to talk about is Chanel 22. And this season they're coming kind of almost looking like a denim version, but I believe it's a suede, and I absolutely love this bag. And I also love that it's in kind of brushed silver, or not a brush, it almost looks like a ruthenium hardware. I absolutely love it. As much as I always say that I I tried 22 so many times and it's never worked out for me. This is so cute. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I saw just recently also on Instagram, I think Fashionably Amy, when she was showing that she has like those insert pieces that you can put inside the area where you have to pull the drawstrings, and it's kind of preventing from rubbing. That could be a good solution to keep your Chanel 22 in brand new condition as long as possible. But as I said, this specific one, I love everything, because Chanel 22 is kind of really casual bag, and when they're trying to do in kind of more dressy version, like in pearls, etc., it's doesn't kind of resonates with me. But this one in suede with ruthenium, with kind of casual, kind of like really cool version, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, obviously there is so many different versions of Chanel 22 this season, but this is my absolute favorite. This is my absolute favorite. Next things, I want to talk about a larger size of the handbags. It looks like almost every fashion house trying to go back to larger sizes of the handbags, and it's all across the fashion houses, like you name it, the Gucci, the Balenciaga, YSL, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, they go into larger handbags. Of course, Hermes, they go into Birkin's 35 and so on. And Chanel is no exception. And they're coming with this seasonal bag. It's almost looking like a softer version of the briefcase with very long top strap, kind of like really comfortable top strap, plus an additional shoulder strap. Very simple. I love that it's also with kind of almost like a suede looking fabric inside. I think it's microfiber lining, but it's almost like, as I said, looking like a burgundy suede lining. And I love that it's one single compartment, because quite often they try to do some kind of division in the larger handbags, and I personally don't like that. Of course, we are all different, and some people love that kind of division, so meaning you can have extra organization inside your handbag. I personally don't like it. I like when there is just one large compartment, and then I can put my own personal bag insert with whatever divisions that I want, and it's easier also to kind of get some kind of inserts for the bag to protect the lining of the bag. And that's what I like about this bag. I think it's really cool handbag, and I think it's kind of even cool handbag for work, because the way it looks, it's really large enough that you can put even small size of the laptop inside, or maybe some kind of iPad for work if you need it. So it's really looking like a cool handbag for work, and at the same time it's kind of soft and plushy, and mostly they kind of hold it under the arms to kind of show that softness and plush design of the bag. I just kind of briefly want to touch on Chanel 19. I'm glad that Chanel 19 still going strong, because it's obviously the last creation of Karl Lagerfeld, and I was just shocked at how much the price increased, because right now the small size is 6,500 euro. So it means it's over 10,000 Canadian before taxes. I don't know how much it's right now on Canadian website, because I'm still in Europe. I'm soon going to be returning home, but it's mind-boggling, because I remember when I got my first Chanel 19, it's in a goat skin, it was about 5,700 Canadian. So it's almost doubled in price. And I know some people don't like all this hardware, and they say the logo is kind of too big and flashy, but I mean, there is a day and the time for this kind of like extra fashionable, I would say, handbags. And I sometimes may not use my Chanel 19 for several months, sometimes even almost a year. But then when I use it, I again fall in love with my Chanel 19. There is a certain charm to that handbag, and I find that that handbag, you can use it casually, you can also use it quite dressy, in my humble opinion. So just a quick mention of the Chanel 19. Then there is an absolutely gorgeous classic handbag this season. It's obviously with some kind of like crazy embellishment, and looks like even the feathers. Price is obviously not available on the website because it's clearly too expensive even to mention, but I just wanna like kind of mention this creation because clearly many hours of work went into this sequence, and I know it's a hard work to do, and I kind of believe it deserves the mentioning and appreciation. I really love it. This sequence is absolutely beautiful on classic handbag, and inside also really beautiful gray, kind of like darker tone of gray. Really love it. On the seasonal handbags, if you like this kind of sequence, I will include the picture. It's presented on the website with the beautiful yellow. I love the dimensions. It's similar to classic flap, but obviously without a double flap, and I love that the chain could be doubled or single, and I love that the chain doesn't have any additional leather piece that what usually they add to the seasonal pieces. This one is just simple classic chain, and the chain doesn't look that thin, so it means it's going to be quite comfortable, especially with the doubling. I absolutely love it, and I love that it's also made of leather inside, because quite often the seasonal pieces they do with the fabric lining inside, but this one made of the leather, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Or at least the parts that they're showing on the website looks like the leather lining inside, but we shall see. Absolutely love this sequence. I know sequence is not practical, especially if you like to wear some kind of like, you know, softer dresses or softer sweaters. It may snug on your dress and sweaters, but just to look at this bag, it's absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Mentioning of the classic mini, I love all Chanel minis. I love the rectangular one with the top, I love classic rectangular, and I love classic square. Somehow my absolute favorite is still classic square mini. I love the rectangular, don't get me wrong, but I really love the classic look. I think somehow it reminds for me for Hermes Constance. I actually even have a video on my channel when I'm comparing Chanel mini square with Hermes Constance. If I will find that video, I'm most likely gonna link it also over here. Please watch that video. And again, this season they are coming with all the soft summer colors. Again, the prices right now on the European website it's $47.50. I remember I purchased my first one at 3,500 Canadian. Yeah. It's definitely doubled in price and more than doubled. So anyway, this seasonal piece also looking quite interesting. On the website it shows in the white color. It has kind of like almost like a top bar extra handle with again fairly thick chain. I wouldn't say that it's oversized chain, no, it's just a regular chain that you will find on your jumbo bags or classic bags, because quite often what they do for seasonal bags, they put those kind of like really thinny chains, and that's why they need to add that leather piece on top. It looks like this time around they don't do that, and I really love this piece. It's a different, it's unique, and you know, why not? If you have all your classic pieces already in your collection, why not? You can add that one. Talking about unique pieces, this bag is definitely something. It looks like it has a bang in front of the flap, and it's made of feathers. It's really beautiful handbag, unique, 100% impractical, but if you want to have something unique from Chanel, why not? As I said, it's kind of almost like a collector piece, if you will. As I said, it's beautiful to look at. Personally, I won't buy it for sure, but it's definitely a beautiful creation. This season, they kind of like almost sticking with all the kind of previous versions, classic versions, if we kind of skip the Chanel 25. And I totally understand why, because right now all their creation meant to be by the team, so there is no still work of the new creative director, and I feel that they don't want to shadow like his future work. Like if you're gonna bring something new, it's going to be his creation when he gonna come to the stage. But whatever they are bringing this season, I just like kind of glancing through my phone if I forgot to mention anything. No, I think that's the all that I want to talk about for this specific season. Let me know if you're buying anything this season. I really love that Chanel 22 in kind of suede with ruthenium hardware and those like tiny little studs. My absolute favorite from this collection. As I said, Chanel 25, it's kind of like brewing in me, but am I ready to pull a trigger? Not yet, not yet. Definitely I'm kind of more cautious right now with the handbags that I'm buying, not in the sense of financials that oh my gosh they are so expensive right now. It just like I approach the stage that if I buy the handbag and I don't feel comfortable of wearing it, I don't want that bag any longer in my collection. And if I want to add something to my collection, the bag has to tick all the check marks. Like it has to be comfortable, it has to be fashionable, at least in my sense. It has to be practical, it has to be durable. All those like, you know, check marks has to be like tick 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 before I'm like, you know, opening up my wallet. So anyway, thank you very much guys for being here with me. Don't forget to like, share potentially this video with your friends who is into handbags. Let me know what you think of this collection. Are you anticipated anything exceptional or totally different with the new creative director of Chanel? Please let me know in the comment section below. Again, thank you very much for being here with me, and I will see you on my next one.